Namaste, everyone. I'm Jenny, and I'm just going to briefly outline some basic principles for performing the yoga asana exercises and physical movements. Whilst yoga can benefit everyone, it is very important to be aware if you have any medical conditions, health issues or injuries, to seek the advice of your medical practitioner or health provider. All of the yoga asana, regardless of age, experience and fitness level, should be done mindfully, paying attention to your body's responses, and modifications should be done if discomfort or pain are felt. Try to move in and out of the postures slowly, following the breathing instructions. If you are new to yoga, start with the more basic movements, and as you practice and progress, gradually deepen the postures and try the more advanced work only if and when your body is ready. Yoga is very beneficial during and after pregnancy. However, you should always seek the approval of your medical practitioner or health provider before commencing any yoga practice. When you are pregnant, always practice more gently and modify the movements, responding to the changing needs of your body. Also, for pregnancy, after the first trimester, please don't compress the abdominal area, especially in forward bends. Side stretches, spinal twists and back bends should be done extremely gently with caution and may need to be stopped in the latter stages of pregnancy when the uterus is very heavy, especially if the lower back is uncomfortable. Stop, rest and relax whenever you need to. Yoga asana will bring you into a greater awareness of your body and the flow of energy which you can direct to all areas when working the movements to achieve greater internal health and well-being. Also, the asana, together with mindfulness and breathing practices, can be helpful in managing pain and increasing ease of movement, developing strength and balance throughout all the stages of your life. Enjoy. Namaste. JD Healing Vibes Yoga Asana Restorative Series. Viparita Karani, legs up the wall. Namaste, everyone. It's Jenny, and I'm from JD Healing Vibes, and tonight I'm back in my yoga studio on Padma Shanti, and I'm very happy to be here tonight to show you some restorative and rejuvenative asana. The particular sequence that I'm going to be demonstrating is called Viparita Karani, or supported wall postures. And these postures or asana are particularly good for relaxing at the end of a tiring day, especially if you've been sitting or standing for long periods of time during the day. The benefits are many of this posture sequence. They particularly are good for resting the circulatory system, especially the veins of the legs, because your legs are inverted and they are being held up by the wall. Also, these postures are wonderful for releasing and relieving the lower back. So, because you are in a reclining position, you're not going to be having to use the core for this sequence, but you're going to be able to perform some yoga asana for stretching the hips, the inner thighs, the hamstrings and the calves without creating pressure or tension in the lower back. And for some people who have lower back issues, this is a good variation to do for these postures. I just want to caution ladies who are pregnant, if you are moving towards the latter stages of your pregnancy, say after about 30 weeks, it's better not to do this posture sequence. In fact, it's better to do the seated versions of this posture sequence, just because once your uterus starts to get quite heavy, lying on the back is counter-indicated because it can cause pressure on the venous flow into the baby and also to your own heart. So it's better to avoid these postures after around 30 weeks or once your belly starts to become quite heavy. You can certainly do the seated versions of these postures though. So I'm going to be showing you the method to get in and out of the posture. It's quite important. We need to have a wall such as I've got behind me with quite a wide space that has no furniture against it, and you can put your mat up against the wall so that you're going to lie on the mat once you've got your legs up the wall. You may also find having a cushion helpful for creating comfort for the neck, because once you are in the reclining position, a little support at the back of the head so that the neck is, we reduce the pressure on the neck, is also helpful. You can use a blanket as well, a rolled blanket to pad underneath the top part of the shoulders and the head if you wish, but I usually find that a cushion just under the head, and again it's just a very not a very deep cushion, just a smallish cushion that will help to create comfort for your neck. So I'm going to start demonstrating the postures. I'm Once I'm up against the wall, it'll be a little while before I'll be facing you again. So just see if you can follow along with all of my instructions as I'm guiding you through them. So the first thing is the best way to get your legs up the wall. So what we want to achieve is having our buttocks firmly against the wall, or if you have a skirting board, the buttocks touching the skirting board, so that there is very little space between your legs and the wall once you get your legs up. In order to achieve that, we turn sideways to the wall and we lift up the inside edge of the buttocks onto the wall as high as you can, and then just very carefully swing the legs up and around and laying yourself down on the floor with the legs vertically up against the wall. If you find there is a little bit of space between the bottom and the wall, just digging the forearms or upper arms into the floor, and that way you can just move yourself a little bit closer in. Now, a little cushion, placing it in the most comfortable position for your head. You'll find the best position. Some people don't even require a cushion. They feel comfortable enough without the cushion. So it's up to you, but if you feel more comfortable with that cushion, just having it there. So now immediately this is lovely and relaxing. For some people, you'll find you're already getting a little bit of a hamstring stretch if you have tight hamstrings. But for most people, it's just very relaxing to rest with the legs up against the wall as I've got them here. And just while your body is getting used to the inversion of the legs, just checking that your neck is nice and straight, that your spine is straight, shoulders are well aligned. Very important so that we are creating good alignment. And then just to release tension from the ankles and the calves, we do a little foot stretch, so just pointing toes up and then release, and then flexing the feet, pointing the toes down towards the body. And then just relax the feet into the middle position. The legs just a little apart or where comfortable. So now from here, it's just very nice to do a little bit of rejuvenating, deep, slow breathing. And I'm going to do some arm movements which are really nice for just giving the shoulders a little bit of a stretch as well. So beginning with your arms down beside you, and then taking a slow deep breath in, raising your arms up and over your head, and if you can, bringing the backs of the hands onto the floor and try and just relax the shoulders. Some people it's quite a strong stretch on the shoulders and you may not get your arms fully down on the floor. If there is any discomfort, just adjust the arms so that you're not creating discomfort at all in the shoulders. It should just be a nice stretch. And then on your next exhalation, slowly bringing the arms down beside you. Relax. So we're going to do that one more time. Take a slow, deep breath in as you raise your arms up and over and down onto the floor, or just to where you can. Just relax and soften the shoulders. Close your eyes, and then just taking another deep breath in and out to allow the shoulders to release a little bit more. Just try and relax the rest of your body as much as you can. And now you can open your eyes, and we're going to bend the elbows and just bringing the arms down until you're making right angles with your arms. And again, if you can, flattening the back of the hands to the floor. Again, this is also just a little stretch for the shoulders, the arms, the wrists, and it's just nice and relaxing as well. So again, just closing your eyes, taking a slow, deep breath in and out, relaxing and letting go. And then bringing your arms down beside you slowly, opening your eyes once again. So now we're going to do a couple of stretching movements for the legs, and all the time the lower back is being nicely supported by the floor. The first position we're going to go into is Varicose, the star posture. This is actually the reclining version of it, and if you'll remember from one of my previous videos, we're going to be getting nice stretch into the groin, the hips are going to be opened up, the pelvic area opened up nicely, and just working on flexibility of that area. So slowly begin bending the knees and then bringing the soles of your feet together, grabbing down around the ankles and lowering the heels as close to the groin as you're able to go. If you're finding it's uncomfortable, you bring your heels up further away from the body if you need to. But those who can work with the heels down closer to the body, that's what we're doing. And then bringing the hands to each of the knees, and we're going to just work a little bit with the breath and just try and follow along, just be as relaxed as possible. So we deep breath in and just relax the hands from the knees. So the knees should just be a little away from the wall, the hips just relaxed. On your exhalation, firmly press the knees back towards the wall and then hold that firm pressure for a couple of breaths in and out. And then inhale and release the pressure, just resting the legs, the hips, just having a little bit of a rest. And then on your next exhalation, doing a firm press, trying to get those knees as close to the wall as you can and hold. Just focus on some deep, relaxed breaths. You can even close your eyes if you wish. And then inhale, release the pressure, open your eyes. So we're going to do that one more time. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, firmly press the knees toward the wall. Hold the pressure, feeling the hips open up a little bit more, stretching into the groin and the inner thigh. And just holding for some deep, slow, relaxed breaths. And then slowly open your eyes and release the pressure on your knees. Now from here, we're going to go into an open-legged posture, and this one is called Viparita Karani, where we are stretching out or spreading the legs wide apart. Again, this is going to work the hips and the groin, but this is one of the best inner thigh stretches that you can do. So just begin by releasing Varicose a little, bringing the feet up a little bit further up the wall, and then begin to open the legs out to the side and bringing the heels against the wall. Now, just supporting yourself and making sure that you're coming into a position where you are stretching but not overstretching, because if it's already strong in this position, when you start working with the breath, it will be even stronger. So just to the point where you're starting to feel that stretch. Point the big toes down toward the floor and then placing your hands on the legs just above the knees. So we take a deep breath in, just releasing the pressure. You can bend your knees a little bit. If you have to bend your knees while you're doing this sequence, that's fine. You just work to your capacity, because it really is a good stretch through this whole inner thigh area. On your next exhalation, firm the pressure up on the legs. So we're just trying to get the backs of the knees towards the wall a little bit more, and hold that pressure if you can for another deep breath in and out. And then inhale, release the pressure. When you're resting after the inhalation, if you wish, you can just do a little bit of a massage where you're feeling that strong stretch through the inner thigh. And then bringing the hands back, and we take a deep breath in again, and then exhale, firm the pressure up, hold the pressure against the legs. Relax the shoulders as much as you can, close your eyes, take some slow, deep breaths in and out. And then open your eyes, inhale, just release that stretch for a moment, have a little rest. Just occasion one more. So on the next exhalation, firm the pressure up on the legs, pressing knees in towards the wall, big toes pointing down toward the floor. Hold and breathe, nice and slowly and deeply. And release as you inhale, just giving a nice little rub to the inner thigh, down to the knee, really getting that strong stretch. Now we're going to come out of this position very carefully and gently. So bring your hands to the back of the upper part of the thighs so that you can support your thighs, and begin to walk the heels back up towards each other, and then coming into that beginning position and just relax. Turn the palms upwards, close your eyes, relax with some slow deep breaths in and out, and just feeling the tension releasing from the legs, feeling your lower back softening towards the floor. And then open your eyes and bring the arms back down beside you. The next movement we're going to do is a preparation for a supported shoulder stand. Now, this preparation part everybody can do to their capacity, and then I'll explain the supported shoulder stand to you, which is one where we have a few precautions for people. So we're going to bend the knees, bringing the feet onto the wall, and very slowly lift the bottom up, and you're just rolling up to wherever you can, tucking chin toward the chest, and then exhale, slowly rolling down. So what we're doing is massaging and toning the spine. Beautiful massage for the spine and the lower back. So once again, rolling up slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, tucking chin toward the chest, tighten the buttocks and hold. And then inhale, rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly coming down all the way till the bottom is on the floor. Just rest and relax. Deep breaths. So we're going to do one more of those. So first of all, inhale deeply. Exhale as we roll up slowly, bringing the buttocks up and chin toward the chest. Tighten the buttocks, hold. And slowly inhale, rolling down vertebrae by vertebrae, and relax, and then just stretching the legs back up again. Relax the arms, turning the palms up, taking some deep breaths. And then open your eyes slowly. Now, the final couple of postures we're going to do tonight are supported postures, but they are still quite strong and quite advanced postures. So I would suggest, if you are a beginner to yoga, don't do these postures that I'm going to do now, which is the supported shoulder stand and the supported half plow posture. And while I'm showing the people who are a little bit more advanced in their yoga, the people who are the beginners, just go back to practicing the sequences that I've shown you already. Now, a couple of other precautions for the shoulder stand and the plow. If you have serious neck issues, please don't do these ones. Also, if you have high blood pressure or heart problems, also don't do these postures, because they're going to put a little bit of pressure on the neck, and they do also increase the blood pressure and the blood flow to the head. So just for the people who are without any of those medical concerns, to try these next couple of postures out. So we're going to go into the supported shoulder stand. This is a gentler version of the actual shoulder stand, so it's a good way to start yourself off learning the shoulder stand, because the shoulder stand is a very, very strong inverted yoga posture. It's definitely no inverted postures for pregnant ladies either, please. Alright, so we're taking the hands to the floor, bending the knees, and starting as we did before, lifting the bottom up, rolling up, placing the hands supporting under the buttocks, and then stretching the legs up, tucking chin toward the chest, and just holding that position for a couple of deep breaths. If it feels uncomfortable at any stage, just slowly coming down. And then everybody, so gently release the bottom, bend the knees, and slowly lower the bottom back to the floor. And once again, just relax, doing some slow, deep breaths. If you wish to release your neck at all, just doing a couple of gentle rolls of the head from side to side. But make sure you bring your head back so the neck is centered once again. So that was the supported shoulder stand. Now I'm going to show you the supported half plow posture. I'm not going to do the full plow posture tonight because I want to keep these quite rejuvenating and relaxing. So we're starting from the position of the shoulder stand. So bending the knees, feet to the floor, rolling up through the spine, tucking elbows in, hands supporting buttocks, and stretching the legs up. And then we're going to take the right leg slowly over the head, trying to keep the left foot in contact with the floor, with the wall. And then inhale, bring the right leg back to the wall. And then exhaling, taking the left leg over the head towards the floor and hold. And then inhale, slowly bringing the leg back to the wall. Bend your knees once again, hands to the floor and peeling down through the spine slowly, one vertebrae at a time. And once again, relax. Close your eyes and doing some deep, slow breaths. You may notice after those two postures that you're getting a little bit of heat to the head. So they are quite heating postures. So it's good to relax with deep breaths to help to cool down. One of the benefits is that you are going to get good blood supply to the head and the brain. Also massages the thyroid and the parathyroid glands as well, pumping the blood to those glands. So just relax with the eyes closed. Deep, slow breaths. And then open your eyes slowly and bring your arms down, palms to the floor. So now I'm going to show you how to come out of this resting posture. Now, never come out of this position quickly, otherwise you will probably get quite dizzy, because we've had the legs, the blood has drained down from the legs, we've rested the veins in the legs, this beautiful rest for the veins. Anybody that has a tendency towards varicose veins, this is something to try and do every night before you go to bed. But we have allowed the blood to come right up into this area, and then if we were to come out of this position suddenly, the blood will suddenly come down and you'll probably either black out or become quite dizzy, and we don't want that to happen. So we want to get the normalising of the blood pressure gradually. So bending the knees, placing the feet on the floor, on the wall, sorry, and then we're going to roll back over onto our side. So just very slowly roll over onto your side and just rest there for a breath in and out. And then slowly bringing the hands to the floor, and before you actually lift your head up, bring the palms into fists, one fist on the other, and then rest your forehead gently on the top fist, and close your eyes and just taking some deep, slow breaths in and out, just allowing the blood to come out of the head a little bit, expanding and starting to move down through the body. And then from here, begin to very slowly uncurl the spine. The head stays down until right at the end. You can either kneel up or sit back on your heels if that's comfortable. And then bringing your head up slowly, relaxing your shoulders back and down. Open your eyes and then coming to just sit for a little while before you actually get up to stand up. So sitting, again, that's just allowing the blood to flow down back into the legs once again, gradually. So from here, just to continue that nice blood flow into the face and into the scalp, around the neck, I'm going to use the tips of the fingers and pat the skin of the face. So this will help to get the blood to flow right to the surface of the skin, coming up to the forehead, around the temples, and then tapping top of the head, tapping around the back of the head, and then coming down through the back of the neck, coming down the shoulders, around the front to the chest, and then up the neck, the thyroid gland, around that area, and back up to the face, and then just slapping lightly all those areas. And then coming back and sitting and relaxed. Close your eyes. Just taking some slow, deep breaths in and out. And slowly open your eyes. So that is the Viparita Karani sequence of restorative wall-supported postures, and I hope you enjoyed that tonight. And as always, please make sure you practice your yoga mindfully, tuning into the responses of your body, making modifications as you feel you need to, so that you are not creating strain or pain or discomfort. It's important to distinguish the difference between working an area to its capacity, so that you may feel a stretch that is quite intense, or that you might feel that you are strengthening an area quite intensively, but not overworking so that you create pain or strain or discomfort. Because once you move into the pain, especially the pain area, you are likely to cause an injury. And in yoga practice, we try not to cause injuries, and if you're working mindfully and responding to the signals of your body, then you're very unlikely to injure yourself. But you've got to adjust, because in our fast-paced way of living, learning how to focus on one thing mindfully can be quite a challenge initially, because we're used to doing multitasking and not really tuning into anything particularly well. So your yoga practice is going to help you to learn that skill, and it's a very important skill for health and well-being, releasing stress, and just being able to experience the present moment as well. So practice your yoga, and I look forward to your company again in the future. So please do check in with my YouTube channel, JD Healing Vibes, regularly to experience any new videos that I put up in the areas of yoga and meditation. Namaste.